Imagine this. You walk into the classroom and 5 or 6 people turn around and smile at you. Instantly they come up to you and they start talking and joking around with you. You instantly have that really familial connection. That's what it's like to walk into a band room or a chorus room. Just ask any music education kid. The problem is not all students get that opportunity because not all school districts have the funding for music education. I used to be a band kid. I went through band middle school through high school. And my first day walking into that band room, I was instantly greeted with friendly faces. Music education has many educational, cognitive, and social benefits. Being a form of education, music has many advantages in other areas of education. Studying music has shown to develop kids' language and reading skills. According to Sharon Bryant on National Association of Music Merchants.org, regardless of socioeconomic status, students who participate in high-quality music education programs score higher on their reading and spelling tests. Problem is, not all students get that high-quality music education because of lack of funding. In Laura Brown's PBS article, she states, while children come into the world ready to decode sounds and words, music education helps enhance those abilities. Lots of research shows this development in the brains to support Brown's statement. As you can see here, on this column, you can see musician's brain versus a non-musician's brain. This brain has more activity in the lower areas versus the non-musician's brains. Music has a huge benefit for students' cognitive abilities, which is also shown by this image. Most of your cognitive abilities come from this bottom area down here. Music helps boost focus and memory. Bryant suggests in her article that children with learning disabilities and dyslexia who tend to lose focus with more noise benefit from music lessons. Being a kid who struggled with ADHD, when I joined the music program, it really helped me start to learn how to focus in my other classes. Because when you're in band, you have to learn how to listen to what you're playing as well as what the others are playing without getting distracted from other kids that may not be doing what they're supposed to do. According to the National Association for Music Education, music builds imagination and intellectual curiosity. Music education helps fully develop the brain and matures a positive attitude for learning. Finally, music education helps foster friendships. Being a band kid, all of my friends through high school and middle school were band kids, chorus kids, because we were always going on trips together. We were always together. Bryant shares that children who study a musical instrument are more likely to excel in all of their studies, work better in teams, and enhance critical thinking skills. A lot of my friends that were in band with me in high school took 4 or 5 or 6 AP classes on top of band and marching band. And a lot of them are going to Yale. One I think is going to Princeton. So they excelled very well even with their class loads. The National Association for Music Education says music better self-confidence. All through middle school, I wasn't a very confident kid. When I walked into that high school band room and was instantly greeted with friendly faces and was just brought into the group, my self-confidence got so much better, and I learned how to speak for myself and stand up and be better in groups and not hide myself away. Many schools are able to have a band or chorus as a class, but not all have high quality class. As you can see here, some music education programs have to do funding as a necessity to keep the program going. That'll be these orange bars here. We have 4 different areas: city, suburb, town, and rural. The city being more populated, it's more focused on the arts but less musical, so it is more necessary for funding outside of the school. But even still, most band programs, need fundraising to help enrich that program instead of it being fully funded by the school. As an example, my old band teacher from high school took a job in Mississippi. His entire school district had one band. There's probably about 6 schools that they fed this one band because they didn't have the funding and they didn't have the instruments to have individual bands. While music education programs get some funding, many have to do fundraising, again, as this graph shows. Let us review what we have discussed today. Music education fosters students' language, reading skills, memory, focus, and self-confidence. Even with these benefits, some schools lack the funding or have zero funding for music programs. The music industry has boomed in the last decade. And most people can say, we enjoy listening to music. Did you ever want to learn how to play an instrument from one of your favorite songs?
Did you answer it?
That's it.
Brother, I love